So here's video 13. Check this out. Oh yeah. It's one melted case. Now the oil filter. I put that dent in it, like the metals. I mean, these are pretty soft anyway, but it's rusty and dry as toast in there. Rubber's all bad. It's dry. It's got a nice set of core plugs in it. It's got a heat shield on the starter. It's probably saved it, maybe. But I wouldn't expect anything to work really. That's the it's an old style rat trap. It's got the external solenoid. Hope it works. I've got one of these. I'll pull it apart and have a look. That's worth looking at because I like them. Looks like you can still see the crosshatch in the bore. Oh, there's some numbers on that one. It is bored out. What's that say? Let's get my screwdriver. There's my tools of the trade. Scraping tools. I might grab a pointy screwdriver. I don't know if that's easy to read or hard to read. Whoa. I think that says, that might say, that might be 60 over. Whoa, jeez. Oh, so much for the original bore. That piston's a bit scrappy looking. Yeah, there it is. No, I'll throw them. It's definitely over anyway. It's been bored. So the motor's been built. Hopefully it's got a nice cam in it. Yeah, hopefully the cam's okay. See that there? That's factory, so it looks broken. There's a piece that's on there when they come out of the cast or whatever, and they bash them off with a hammer at the factory. That's, you know, to let the oil back in. And I don't know much about these, but I know that the cam gets oiled before the crank. It's no big deal. It's just something that needs to be addressed. And I don't think there's much mysteries. I think you just run an extra line from here to somewhere and it's fine. But that's down the track anyway. It's getting the Windsor in it. Let's have a look at these towers. I haven't even looked at this myself. I ripped it out and I had to go. It was dark when I got it out. Yeah, look at that. Right there. Right there. Yeah, where the tension is. But I wonder if it was already cracking prior to the fire. I wonder. Like, I'm gonna fix it all. I'm not too stressed about it. I'm not really stressed about anything. I just want to get this done. And I'm doing the videos just to sort of check it out now. when I looked at this car after thinking I wanted to right-hand drive it, then as soon as I looked at it, I was like, I don't know what to say. It doesn't look like it should be right-hand drive. It looks like it should just be left alone, original. Like I want to keep all the originality of everything. You know, replace the line. See there, it's got a extra protection over the top of the line there, like to do the bend. It's pretty cool. It's something that you wouldn't. There it is again there. I'd say these lines would be all stuffed. And they look rough. It looks to me like that floor brace there too has been done, because it's galv and all that, but not sure. Look at the way the cross member is. It's like, I had trouble with this bolt, so I moved over to this side and just pushed it down. Now I can get in here and have a better go at it. Interesting cross member. Totally different to what I've seen with the Falcons. And yeah, steering box. I put a spanner on here to try to move it, and it is locked. Like, locked. So what I'll do, I'll take this plate off, and next video I'll show you inside that. It'll be interesting. Look at these long, extra long bolts. And here's the power steering rig. That can all just come off, I think. And it's got a this is the idler arm. It looks like it may have survived because it's a greasable one. I'll check that out. I'll pull it apart. It might have a it's got like a bronze bush in it. The bronze is probably melted, but I might be able to do something with that. I was thinking about these. You can get them with roller bearings, so I was wondering if I could fit roller bearings to it myself, to make the steering a bit lighter, because I think it'll be fine, but because I'm going to run little skinny front tyres, and I am drag racing it. Same with the brakes, like I don't need the booster. It frees me up with the cam and everything too, so I won't make much vacuum if I put a big cam in it. All this has been done a million times before. Everybody knows this stuff. It's just, this is going to be my rendition of a car. In there, with that gap there. I wonder if that's factory or fire related, why that gap's there like that. Like these braces here, they look a bit wonky, and what I'd like to do with these is just straighten them and then put a cap on top to sort of box them in. Now I'd say down here is pretty strong, I'd say here's pretty weak, and just do something with them, beef them up. And yeah, as I said before, with the strut brace, I'll definitely run a strut brace. I won't build any of that until the motor's in, and I'll make allowances. I think the Windsor, the Cleveland might sit a bit flatter because it's probably got a taller deck height. The Windsor's heads stand up more, so I think, yeah, if I make it for the Windsor, and it should still fit with the Cleveland. I'll drill these guys out, get that other door off, I got heaps to do. And here's a box of just second-hand bits I got real cheap today. This is I just grabbed them because they were there. It simplifies my got these are straight. They're off a 67, but I'm not sure if they're the same. They look the same. It doesn't really matter if they're not. I got this original 67, you know, the toasted filler piece, which is pretty cool. It's got the clamps and everything on it. I love that stuff when it's original like that. The door handle, which is the door handle I have, the right side. No, I don't. Haha, it is the right one. There we go. Ooh, sweet. Alright, that's that sorted. Never mind, it doesn't work yet, but it's, you know, I'm happy. Here's the steering wheel. I gave it a good clean. Gave it a scourer, and it's actually painted, so I don't know if they're all painted, but I think it's a tan horn pad. Yeah, 67 as well. And this is the filler cap. Now 67s have the scalloped back, so to get this to sit flush, I'm either going to have to cut it straight or see what I've got left of what came off this car and use the backing. But just slamming it there like that, it already looks good. I'll make it work. And I'm not too phased if I cut it because it was cheap. It's not in perfect condition, but this is the it is the actual filler cap. It like seals the deal there. And it's missing a few bits, I've noticed. Oh, that little tab there is missing, but it's cool. It's made by Autolite. It's an original piece, and in America they'd be everywhere, but here in Australia, I don't know, it's kind of meant to be. I just like it. I like all the, if I had my choice, I would choose a 67 or a 68 fastback, but I don't have a choice. I've got this one, but that doesn't stop me putting a few earlier bits on, like the wheel, and you know, I can do whatever I want, right? I'm not going to cut anything on the outside to make it look any different. And even the headlights, I would prefer 69 headlight buckets, so I'll keep my eyes peeled if some come up cheap. But if I find 71s, and 71s will go on it, whatever. I'll see how it pans out. If they're too expensive, I'm just going to try to make some. Yeah. So, in the tyre, it's going down finally. That's that one I bashed. So I'm surprised it even held air for as long as it did. I'm just going to keep pumping it up. And I've found with these tyres, you got to take them for a drive. Like, you got to like seat the tyre on the rim sometimes. If you're putting it on a car like this, it's just sitting around, it's never been driven on, you know, half the time the tyre goes down. It's never been driven on, it's not seated. So yep, I've got this front springs too out of that 67. Got the original, they're at my house. Got the original height front springs, so I'm going to get the front end right up tall, and have it sitting on the back wheels. I'm not trying to make it a gas or anything, I'm just conscious of weight distribution, and I want it up. I want the front end up, like whatever the technical side of things are. I like the look of them when they're up on the front end. I think they look like they sit up tall and proud. It looks good. If I was doing it for something else, like not drag racing, I'd have it probably lower and I'd use the lowered King springs. But to me, the original 67 springs and the original 67 steering wheel, it's special. Right. So I'll get back to it, and keep the videos coming. I'm loving it.